Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. In Monster Strike, let's look at my first time clear of Devadatta Kai. And my team, I decided to bring all Pierce, Null Magic Circle. I don't think you necessarily need to bring all Pierce monsters, but here for example, there are none of the Sling Style Change panels, so I think Pierce monsters in general are going to be easier to use. But to talk about my team, first is Asuna, next is Maeda and Matsu, next is Kamile, and then last is Richard. And then we want to get rid of the anti-bounce guys because they can damage us. And then we can get rid of the lotuses. These pink lotuses we get rid of by going through them with Pierce characters. And then just like the original Devadatta, as we do damage to the lotuses, they'll damage the intangible guy in the center there. Alright, there I picked up enough speed to eventually take down that lotus. And then Richard is really good in here because she has the speed up bump combo. Okay, so here again, I want to get rid of the anti-bounce guys. But I didn't see that I was on top of a Sling Style Change panel, so I turn into a bounce. But that's what you want to do to get rid of the yellow lotuses. Turn into a bounce, and then, yeah, just get in between the wall and the lotus. Do a lot of damage there. So we'll do the same thing here. Great. Yeah, lots of damage from the anti-bounce guys, so definitely want to take them down quickly. Alright, that was kind of funky. I hit the Sling Style Change panel, turn into a bounce, and then maybe that was a hit stop on the lotus, so we cleared the stage there. And then here with the Pierce characters, we can hit the Sling Style Change panel, turn into a bounce, and then pinch in between the wolves. And that's how we can quickly get through this stage. I suppose you could get through the stage without characters with Null Magic Circle, so that would enable you to use more different kinds of characters, but just to make it easier on yourself, I would say bring it. And then the better way to do damage against this demon is to turn into a bounce type, and then you get in between the wall and the mini-boss. So yeah, there we can see as a Pierce character, not able to take down the mini-boss in one hit. Okay, that worked pretty well with Richard. And then Kamile has the Blast Pump combo, so even on Richard's turn, she can get the speed up. Okay, so again, let's get rid of the anti-bounce guys. It's a bit more crowded in this stage, so... that block at the top there especially, that's kind of in the way. So with Kamile, we'll go up, get rid of the other anti-bounce guy, and then take down the lotus as well. That's good. And then next I want to get rid of the wolves, and then Richard has a strike shot where she can become a bounce. So that will raise my chances that I get rid of both of the wolves this turn. Okay, great. Because she'll stay as a bounce. Using her strike shot, she'll ignore the Sling Style Change panel. Okay, now it's just about getting in between the blocks, hopefully as a Pierce monster, and then do the damage that way. And then once the lotuses are gone, then the boss will appear, and then we can do direct damage to the boss, just like the original Devadatta. Okay, no real damage there. Okay, but with Kamile we can just do up and down, get the speed up from Richard. Pretty good damage from Asuna's bump combo. Alright, we'll pick up the sword there and take down the mini-boss. Okay, last stage before the boss sequence. Here we have both types of lotuses out. So again, pink ones we want to get rid of with Pierce monsters, and then the yellow ones we want to turn into bounce and then take them down that way. It kind of depends on your positioning, which one you want to go for. If you have a character in good position to hit the sling style change panel and then get rid of the yellow one, then I would say go for that. Otherwise, go for the pink ones. Okay, this is pretty poor positioning for Maeda and Matsu. With Kamile, we'll try to hit both. No, that won't work. Kind of tricky shots in this mission with the blocks everywhere. Alright, so here we have a direct shot on the pink one. Great, took him down. Okay, and then next I want to turn into a bounce and then take down the yellow ones. Here I was trying to see how much damage I would get from using a Pierce character in there. The answer is not very much. Okay, with Kamile we have kind of a difficult shot, but let's see if we can get to the left of that lotus. Great. Okay, so do some damage on the boss, and then the leftover we'll do directly. And ideally we want to get in between the blocks, but that can be hard to do without hitting the sling style change panel first. Just 1 or 2 turns until the boss's attacks, but he's not shaking, so maybe it's not a one-hit KO. But we'll never find out. Alright, boss sequence. Okay, so we want to take down the anti-bounce guys again. No sling style change panels on this level, so we can just use the Pierce on everything. I saw Shiro and Naopiro use Excalibur Ascension in here, and then this was the stage that they couldn't get past because there are no sling style change panels here. The evolution form, though, I think could be pretty usable in here. Okay, we'll try to get rid of that last pink lotus. And then boss will appear, and then we can do direct damage. Even a couple hits in the weak point didn't do a whole ton of damage. But we'll pick up the speed up. Oh, critical in the weak point. Perfect. Okay, now the boss is shaking, so gotta take him down within 3 turns. Okay, but we'll pick up the sword. And again, bump combos are doing decent damage in here. Oh, there's Yui. I always laugh when I see her. But I use Asuna a ton, and I still use Kirito fairly often as well, so I do see that effect now and then. And then the other, maybe a month ago or so, I watched Sword Art Online, the 3rd season, I think. It's the one that centers on Shinon, and that was really good. I enjoyed that. Alright, here too, we want to get rid of the anti-bounce guys, and then the wolves. And then we will want to become bounce in order to take down the yellow lotuses. And there I was able to do 2 things at once, so that was cool. Okay, here we have a pretty good shot. Although, I'm just going to use Richard's strike shot in order to become a bounce, and then that should be an even easier shot. So yeah, there it goes. This year, I wonder if the second wave of angels will get their transcendent forms. So like Kamail, Zadokiel, Metatron, those kind of guys. Angels like Ramiaru might be tough, because both versions of her are pretty good. I'm trying to remember when they came out. Was it last year? 2 years ago? And it might have been around this time, in April. It was earlier in the year, I remember. Here I was tempted to use Kamail Strike Shot, but I didn't know if it would do very much damage in this mission. Different missions and different bosses, they have different multipliers on their defense, you know? And how much HP they have, so didn't want to chance it here. Whoops, a regular bound there, but some critical hits, and we got through it. Okay, last stage. So again, we want to get rid of the anti-bounce guys, maybe also the demon if we can. And then we have both the pink and the yellow lotuses, so gotta take them down based on what's easiest for that shot. So here I have an easy shot on the pink one, and then I can hit the sling style change panel, change to bounce, and then take down the yellow one. So that was a pretty efficient turn there. Alright, here let's try a tricky shot. Oh, it worked. Not quite the way I intended it, but yes. Okay, Richard is starting out on the sling style change panel, so we'll just take advantage of that and then hit the demon there. And then here, let's use Asuna Strike Shot. She'll heal my guys every time she hits one of them, and then also get a speed and power up. If I can take down both of the little guys here, that would be fine. Okay, great. And full life. Okay, so now I just have to take down the boss, but it looks like I have to do it within 4 turns. We'll use Maeda and Matsu's Strike Shot. It will reveal all of the boss's weak point, which will really help me do some damage next few turns. Okay, perfect. And then I really want to stay as a Pierce, so that I can get in the boss, hit those weak points. So we'll hit 2 of the Sling Style change panels here. That's perfect, but not too many hits, so not a lot of damage. And then here, I definitely don't want to use Richard's Strike Shot. Okay, decent damage there. Alright, and thankfully Asuna is starting on top of the block, so we can get the loop hit, and hit the weak point a bunch of times, and take down the boss. Okay, that was Devadatta Kai. Not too tough, but did come down to the wire on the last stage. Okay, next, let's look at the different sub-bump combos and think about which would be good for Devadatta. Okay, so here we are. Meteor, that's the one that hits 6 random targets. That one's not so great. Let's see, Lock on One-Way Laser M, also not so great. His regular bump combo is the big like one-shot ball, and so that will probably go in the same direction as the One-Way Laser M. So you could think of it as a as an improvement to that damage. Next is the Poison Spread. That's pretty good for utility, if you wanted to get rid of scorpions and things. And then the 4th one is the Rankidan. That's the multiple shot that shoots in totally random directions. That will look consistent with his main bump combo. And then last bump combo is the lock-on hit-all 3-shot, which is probably his best one here. I wouldn't count on it too much for damage, but just for kind of usefulness, that might be the best. I also like the poison, again, for the utility, but Tsukuyomi Zero, she also has a poison sub-bump combo, so I would recommend that for her. I was hoping that Devadatta would get a blast bump combo, because I love the Pierce characters with the double null, but you can use Doom Kai. One of his bump combos is a blast bump combo, and I use him a lot actually, so I can recommend him. Okay, good luck with that, and we'll see you again. Take care.